Men.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Peter Igaga. As part of being the boldest man in Kampala, I have to also probably be the wisest, and I'll tell you why. Today, we are going to have a bit of a sticky conversation about whether a young man or young lady should test drive their car. Now, I'm not talking about a Subaru, a brand new Subaru. I'm talking about having sex before marriage. Should you engage in sex before marriage to find out whether your partner is sexually compatible to you, or should you wait until you get married and learn on the job? We are blessed to have the Honorable Dr. Miriam Atembe here with us as our guest, and we will get her opinion a bit later. Starting us off, the one and only Stefan Jaluo. You are the youngest person on the set here today, so it's a really good thing for you. Now, my question to you today is, there you are, you're admiring a car, in this case it's a lady, and you want to get to know her better. Chris said something a few weeks back, which I found very interesting, that he told his kids, the moment you bring a girl home, just know you're going to marry her. Okay. So, should you then test drive, find out whether you're sexually compatible with her, then bring her home to your parents when you are sure, because those are the conditions you've been given. By the time you bring her home, you should be sure she's the one. Then you can get into it.
Wow. Test driving is, I think, is a fundamental part of everything that we do.
Yeah.
When it comes to jobs, you have to be taken through a certain process for them to see if you can be employed, if you meet the
needs,
the threshold of. So why are we not doing it to the most important aspect of our lives? And that is, someone that you're going to spend the rest of your life with. Mm-hmm. Right now, sexual compatibility is one of the major issues of divorce. Mm-hmm. One of the main issues. So for me, sexual compatibility is very essential. You need to know what you are getting into. Imagine you're getting into something and then you realize that, it doesn't fit. Or it doesn't. I think it's fundamental that in a safe space that you can try and test,
Chris, I know you come from a different school of thought, definitely. But is there at least an ounce of truth in what Stefan is saying?
I don't know what I did to get onto this particular show, but so I was just thinking about Jewish weddings. One of the things that they do before the bride and groom go into their bridal chamber, usually with a basic understanding that the girl is a virgin, they get a glass and they wrap it in some cloth, and the groom crushes the glass. Mm-hmm. And that's from that point, then they go to the bridal chambers. If you got this glass and crushed it, you're not going to reconstruct it. It's gone. Mm-hmm. It's broken glass. Glass it is, but broken. Mm-hmm. There is something about chastity and virginity that is important, and I think that's there is a war against virginity. Mm-hmm. We don't even want to say virginity on the set. It's like a curse word for some people. Mm-hmm. And it's because the hyenas want to make it look like if a girl who hasn't broken her virginity yet is not schooled in the way of life and is cheap. But let me tell you the truth. Most guys who sleep around with girls, the girls who are available, they use and abuse. When it's time to marry, they are looking for a virgin. So I want you to think about that. Yeah. They want a girl who's untouched when they're marrying a wife. But they've been touching. So think about that as a girl. The second thing that I would like to say about this is this. Biologically, all organs, male and female, are compatible. Tall woman, short woman, fat woman, thin woman, tall man, short man, light-skinned or not, Chinese or Ugandan, Dinka or whatever, all organs sexually are compatible. So I want you to think about this. When a lady is giving birth, a child's head, which is about 10 centimeters in terms of, what's that called?
Diameter, yes.
Yeah? 10 centimeters
4 inches.
comes from their pelvic girdle. This is the birth canal. 10 centimeters. Okay? 10 centimeters. So I want you to think about it this way. There is no guy in the world who is 10 centimeters.
It could be smaller.
Okay.
Maybe that's the issue.
So what that means is that if any woman can deliver a child, any woman is sexually compatible with a person. So the lie about trying, the lie about blue balls, look, if I don't sleep with you, it's hurting, I don't know what to do, you're the one who cures my sickness, and all that rubbish that comes to your ears, I'm speaking to the ladies. I want you to know that if you listen to hyenas and you're not a hyena, you are the prey. You're being eaten for breakfast, lunch, and supper. There's no nonsense about compatibility. When you give yourself to a man, I would like to recommend that it is to your husband. And if you have already done so, I want you to stop. I want to suggest stop, so that there's some bit of secondary virginity. Keep call yourself. Yeah.
But Chris, if I may just chip in, and then Stefan will need to clarify. I think what Stefan meant by sexual compatibility was not necessarily physical.
Thank you.
No.
Yeah.
This is the nonsense you hear. So when these
It
guys
is not the
speak-
nonsense.
No, this
You are provoking me to come in.
No, so these guys are speaking to you and
You
they're
are
speaking on
provoking
TV.
me.
They are looking like they're sheep. They're saying, no, it's not so bad. Just take it to the edge. it's decent. It's trying. It's okay. And then when you meet them, when the lights are off, they are wolves in sheepskin. So
But
don't
Chris,
listen to
Chris,
anyone
Chris.
who wants to go for your V. Don't do it.
You
Chris,
come in later when we
70% of the divorces are initiated by women. 70%.
Meaning, because
70%
sex
of the
is not
divorces.
working?
And most women will tell you that, sex
Which
is a
most
major...
women have you been discussing?
know.
You young man,
It is now time.
Yes,
you are not provoking me to come in before
wait,
time.
Colin, we are coming to you, Honorable, in 1 minute.
No. Please.
I mean,
Unleash the Kraken.
okay, Honorable. I know this is a very sticky subject,
Sticky.
but it is the
Slippery.
reality we're in. Chris did speak right and say that nowadays virginity is looked on not with such grandiose as it used to be.
By the hyenas especially.
Yeah, we're very mean.
Yeah,
But,
exactly.
yes, but sexual compatibility is a thing. There are people who, like for example, would want to tie somebody's leg somewhere, and it's not your thing. Okay, so now if you don't know these things before you get married, what are you supposed to do?
Are you asking me? Are you asking me?
He's actually asking.
This is
I
someone's
didn't
grandma,
know.
bro.
I'm so glad now that I want to say that this program of yours works
Yeah, thank you.
to discuss these issues.
Yeah.
Don't you see we now have Colin? You remember how you even punched him one day because of the nonsense he was talking about? And now he's here,
He's quiet
a
in a corner.
decent married man who is my son-in-law, moreover. So meeting me here may transform you into a better person. Now let me come
World
back.
class TV.
Let me come back to what he's saying. He's going to define for us what sexual compatibility means, he will get an opportunity. Talking sexual compatibility being the social breakdown of marriages and therefore wanting to test before you start, I want to ask, why is it that our forefathers and our fathers who never even it was ever thought of testing, how come that their marriages did not break, and even the other people, their marriages did not break because of sexual compatibility? I don't understand what sexual compatibility means. Whether sexual compatibility means being at the game itself and then it fails and then the marriage fails, I want to understand that. Otherwise, sexual compatibility, for you are saying others may be what or what. We need to know whether now, and I will speak these words, whether the girls who have and men who have penises, just because the modern technology and the environment have changed, that also the bodies of the human beings have also changed to be able to live to the sexual compatibility which was permanently there that time. I leave that to you. Now, I go to you. When you began your statement, that before you marry, you test and see if it can work. How many people is this girl going to test until he finds one which works? How many? Tell me. The man comes, the men are always testing, of course. For them, they are always testing. Even their virginity, I don't know what it is called virginity. I don't know what it is called virginity. I don't know what it is called. They never have it. For them, woo all over the place. And in the end, what pains are the one who determines which one to marry. For them, it is that they are free. So it is up to this girl to make sure that she has not opened. Let me tell the girls whom are listening to me. Let me tell you that dignity of a woman is in her vagina. Let me call it that. That private part.
Guys.
That's why I was prescribing castration for those who were raping the girls. Our dignity, you don't know what a woman means. It is embedded in that sexuality you are talking about. That's why we have virginity and the men don't have. And therefore, it must be protected.
We need to get into a break right now. Because we really do need to get into a break. As soon as we get back,
what is this?
we will do that. The set is getting warm, it's getting hot inside here. We are here at Sanga Courts talking about test driving. Don't go anywhere. Do not start test driving because we need you back right after the break.
Men. Men.
Welcome back from the break. We are here at Sanga Courts having a tough discussion about whether to or to not test drive. By test drive, I mean, should you engage in sex before marriage? Now, doctor.
She was still saying.
Yes. I had to cut you short because we needed to get into the break. The set went quiet. You guys about you had very strong emphasis, but I need to pull Colin in at this point. He's been very quiet and he's been hiding in the corner. Should or should not?
On this Tuesday night, I wanted to be home to watch fellow take his medicine. But now they forced me to be here to also take the medicine from doctor.
Yes.
So I mean, my position is on two things. So it's not, I don't think it's so much sexual compatibility. I think that there is a life compatibility on the thing. So Chris says, yeah, don't give up your virginity. But my position is that men shouldn't marry women who they don't know about. People who have never lived with anyone. People who don't know, like, you can't marry someone and you don't know that they can't cook. You don't want to find out after the wedding that this person can't cook.
So you're suggesting that
So
they
how
should
does
live
that
together?
come in with sex?
Wait.
Yeah.
So I think that there are two levels of test driving. There is the sexual level of test driving, and then there is the life and living together level of test driving. I want us to agree that the first level is absolutely important. The one of life. You have to check if you can live with someone. But that level also is part of the sexual test driving.
Peter,
Nonsense.
the
Wait,
question,
wait, guys,
the question.
the final sentence. The
Oh,
final sentence. Because there are things as a man you have to test and see.
Yeah.
And
What about a woman who was a man?
okay, wait. So
If you told me that there are certain things which both can test, see whether this man is able to do the game,
yes,
or whether
And I
this woman
agree.
is able. But
but
you are saying there are things
Doctor-
which a
doctor.
man must test. Why should you test on this girl?
Even women
That
should
part.
test.
Doctor, you know, and you have been hearing these things. You have friends who have children. The girls marry these people. The boy is hiding his non-performance. He says we're abstaining. After she gets married, 6 months in, she finds out the man cannot do the game. I think that some people are hiding in this thing to get away with, because they know that you're a Christian. They know that you cannot divorce them,
agree.
so they hide,
And then they're
you
in.
get married,
Yes.
and then they
But they are not hiding anything, because don't use bad words. Those who are hiding are the one who have already had sex, maybe.
But doctor, I have a question for you. They are remaining pure for who? For men who are sleeping around?
No.
There's a
You
reason.
think all of us are like you?
No. Listen. There's a reason why virginity. You mentioned it with your opening statement. You said there's a reason why virginity, to a degree right now, is not as popular as it used to be. Women.
among
Let me
like
finish.
you.
Let me finish.
Like
women no
babies.
longer want to be defined from that basis.
No.
Listen.
No,
Listen.
that can't stand.
There's a reason. There's a reason why.
That's why I wanted
Why
young
women-
women here.
Yeah, and that's
is
why
now
I'm
advising
saying-
them.
And that's why I'm saying this. There's a reason why, to a certain degree, women are the ones who are instigating divorce. And they'll tell you one of the reasons is this: sexual compatibility. And you know, he
I
mentioned
let him tell us what sexual compatibility is.
sexual
In your
compatibility
words, yes.
is not physical, like you said. It's more than physical. Women want to be able to experience sex as men, also as men.
What are you saying? Do you know why marriage are breaking what you are calling sexual compatibility? Is that the men have lost the capacity and ability to be the men they should be. They are now men by word of mouth. And you meet a woman who is so, she's educated, she has her mannerism, she wants to meet a man where they discuss who is a vision bearer, and then she supports that man with vision. You find the man is like Abraham. You remember Adam? You remember Adam in the garden? He was just there. If the women find you are just there, it is not about sex. It is about your inability to perform as a man who is
In a way,
supposed
you
to
are
work.
actually agreeing with Colin.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is, because you see, how will I know that as a woman, as a young woman, just wait, as a young
What?
woman, how is a young woman supposed to know?
Please allow me bring some sensibility
All right.
to this
Yeah.
whole thing. Okay. Our body parts don't have spare parts.
True.
And actually, both men and women start out as virgins. Doctor, I got married as a virgin. Yeah. I hadn't had sex before I married my wife, and she hadn't had
How
sex
did you know
before.
how to have sex?
How do I know how to have sex?
Yeah.
I know when I've had it and I know when I haven't. I hadn't had it.
She will have that one. Why should you know the other things? You have that one which you have got,
I had
which
it.
God has brought to you. You have that one.
No, because Peter, friends, let me tell you. I want you to understand something. When you lose your virginity, it's not coming back. That's one. There's a song many years ago. It was called "The First Cut is the Deepest." That you work on, and you probably all right. The first cut is the deepest. There's something about. There's something about. So the Bible says. Paul was actually addressing people sleeping with temple prostitutes, Corinthians, and all that stuff. And he says, "Do you not know that believers and unbelievers should not be equally yoked?" Because you see, the thing that happens is that sex is not just physical. Sex is actually very spiritual. What happens is that when the Bible says that and the two become one flesh,
You bond.
yeah, it's a bond. Sex is not just a biological or a mechanical thing. It's not physics. It's not in out. It's that you're being joined with this person. You're being joined with their background, with whatever spiritual baggage they have or they don't have. So the whole thing is that when you sleep with a prostitute, so many years ago in Uganda, we had a campaign by UHMG, Sexual Network. Yeah, the whole thing about the sexual network. And Ugandans were being advised, get off the sexual network. And I think that's a very biblical understanding of what's going on. Because here is a prostitute who has slept maybe with 1,000 men. And those 1,000 men have probably also slept with 500
And
other
their
women.
spirit is in
Okay? So you're talking about 500,000 people. So you sleep with this prostitute, you have just joined yourself to 500,000 issues. The things of his grandparents, this one, the other. I want you to understand that the whole thing, let me say my piece. When we talk about sexual compatibility, it is someone who is looking to rob you of what's precious to you, and I'm talking both to the men and the girls, right? Because I know guys, you watch it on Hollywood TV and all that. It looks nice. Boy meets girl, they fall in love. They go to the back of the bar and have this thing, and it's so nice. Most of the time, that kind of thing where you're stealing, cheating, and all that stuff, it lasts like 3 seconds if you're lucky. And it's gone. And you ask yourself, was that worth it? And by the way, when you check in with the people who have ended up testing and then marrying, as I told you, I don't want to expose anyone on this show, they don't marry the ones they were testing.
But no.
They are looking for the ones that are not tested.
That's just life, man. It's just life, and it sucks.
And can I tell you
It
something?
sucks to be there.
I want you to
Ask
picture
here.
a future where your daughters
Do you have a
been
daughter?
test-driven and they're done.
Why
And that is life.
Why are you using the example of daughters?
I knew
Because-
that.
Why are you using the example
That was
of
where
daughters?
Chris was going to.
Why are you using the example of
Because
daughters?
the seed
No,
you
listen.
sow- because the seed you sow as a guy,
Does he have a
you're going to
daughter?
reap.
No, listen. Let me say this. I have
What
a
happened to
daughter.
your
I have a
daughters? You
daughter.
tried.
Let me say this. You know, we are basing this argument religiously, but time immemorial, culturally, even societies have been as encouraged test driving.
No.
Yeah.
Society
put
is
culture.
encouraging
What are you talking about?
You guys, you have even put
There-
culture.
In
What are you talking
the
about?
subsequent,
Where does he come from?
has been slapped now.
He's a Luo.
Yeah.
The Luos were testing.
It's not true.
Because for us in Banyankore, where I come from,
Peter, they've slapped
a
you.
Munyankore cannot marry a girl who has lost a virgin. We even had the ritual, you must go with the container, the senga, the aunt of the girl. Had to go with a container or to go with a cloth. Where when she reaches there, they put on the sheets where they are going to sleep, this bagore, and without the men, actually the man knowing or the girl, he would be under the bed.
Is this the singer from the girl side or
The singer from the
man's
girl,
side?
the singer from the girl's side.
Yeah.
She would be under the bed to see. There were reasons, yes.
So she's
She would be under the bed, And if he hears she's hearing what is going on.
But that is wrong.
Because she's supposed, I'm telling you the culture, eventually she's supposed to nurture these people into what is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And then in the morning, she would have put her clothes. In the morning, they will find blood
Yeah.
on that sheet. And that proves that she is virgin.
So what would happen if she's not? You've already paid the bride price
In
and
fact,
everything.
when she's a virgin, in fact, the other people they get a pay. And if there was some kind of corruption could be done also,
Yes.
then she would be having some blood in her container.
that speaks
Wait,
into what he-
wait. But I thought
Let
we
her
are
finish.
teaching people.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Because I'm emphasizing the strengths of this virginity. Assuming that the girl had cheated somewhere. This Senga would be ready with some bottle, with some blood if they slaughter the goat or something. And then if in the morning she finds nothing on the bed sheet, then she could pour the blood and then take and they say, yeah, the girl was a virgin. That is to show how important the virginity was when it came to Banyankore marriages.
Yeah.
So you can't say that by culture it was happening. No.
Let me explain myself.
Yes.
Let me
In
explain
1 minute
myself.
before we go into the break. Yeah.
In our culture, we have someone who we refer to as Joangio. This is an individual who was sent to check out where you're going to get married or where you're marrying into. And one of the things they would have to check was what? Was continuity. Like if this woman you're going to marry was able to procreate. And if this individual could not was unable to procreate, it will not be allowed. So the argument of the argument.
How
So
did you
the
do that?
person they have sent will sleep with the girl
Yeah.
and they become pregnant.
No.
How can you know she's going to produce when she has not conceived? Don't tell us lies now. You see, would you marry a conceived girl, a girl who has conceived? Would it be a child of this father who is going to marry?
We have cultures.
Now those are
even-
lies. You are lying. You prove it here.
We need to jump into
That's
a break.
a real lie.
We are here at Sanga Court having a pretty intense discussion about
Electrifying.
just driving, more like
No.
electrifying.
No, it is
Don't
true.
go anywhere. We'll be right back after the break.
Men. Men.
Welcome back from the
Because you
break.
can't test drive.
Now we
Yeah, you
are
can't
here
test
at
drive.
Sanga Court
For me,
having
the
a
anti-
discussion
you are
about
right.
test driving. As I've always said, this is your
The
show. We
ant
want
of
to
the
hear
girl
from you. Let's
will
follow us
teach
on
the
your
man.
socials. Let's have these discussions going on
But
because
that is
they
after.
are bigger than just here. Now, we have what are called uncomfortable conversations. Now, lady and gentlemen, my only question is, I see a bit of controversy here. Virginity is good. I'm getting there. Virginity is good.
For the owner of it.
Just wait. Just wait. However, why is it coming out that it's only for women? Because there are cultures, and even I dare say in Buganda, where the Senga would go and test drive the man. Now there was a science behind that because they needed to know. You talked about continuity.
That is also for Banyankore actually.
So you see, yes.
I know it.
So now, if that can happen to men, so if women are allowed to test drive men, all right, and it's a cultural thing, why should the reverse be a problem?
So Peter, here's the. Can I just chime in?
Yes.
If that's okay.
And Colin, you've been steering very clear of this,
quiet.
conversation, enjoying your nuts and Red Bull.
So there is truth
Yeah.
and the facts.
Yes.
Okay. Fact is that in some cultures, certain things have happened.
And are still happening.
Or still happening. Fact also is not everything that happens in particular cultures is right or is truth or is helpful.
But right,
Yes.
according to
So, in some cultures, a guy can chase around a girl like a chicken. If he catches her, he beds her, and she becomes his wife.
Can I?
In other, can I finish?
No, can I just
Can
about
I
that? I know
finish?
which culture you're talking about, but can I
Can
tell
I
you
finish?
what the thinking behind that was?
Can I finish?
All right.
In other cultures, when you do that, that's rape. You're dead on arrival. In some cultures, like around Lake Bunyonyi, if a girl was found pregnant before marriage, they would take her to an island,
The exile.
yeah, and there's no way coming back, no boat, basically left to die.
And another one was
Okay.
to stand on a cliff
Or cliff and they throw her
throw
over.
her in the
So here's the thing. Here's the thing about
The
sexuality.
water.
I want us to think about, I'm going to do two angles, and I'll be quiet for a bit. This thing is just like very close to my heart. Two angles and I'll be quiet. When you look at the history of Uganda, for example, we're taught in our schools that David Livingstone, Speke and Grant discovered Lake Victoria. Now, I want you to stop and think about that. There were Baganda living around Lake Victoria. There were the Luos in Kenya. There are the guys from Chaga in Tanzania, the Basoga. We were all around Lake Victoria. Now, two white men come from wherever they came from, and they get us to actually, our children write in the text, in the exam, that they discovered Lake Victoria. Discovered it how? We were living at Lake Victoria.
It was actually.
Why am I
Lake
saying
Nalugale.
that? I'm saying that because history is told by the victor, not the victim. History is told by the victor, not the victim. When you have a society where there is a lot of, it's a patriarchal society, all right? Men have an upper hand. So because a man will have sex and not get pregnant, he sort of gets away with it without any consequences. Even in the Bible, Peter, there's a woman who was caught red-handed in the act of adultery. She was brought by men to Jesus to be stoned. According to the law of Moses, she had to be stoned. But surprise, surprise, she was caught in the very act. Where was the guy?
Where was the man? I have
Where?
always asked this scripture.
All right? Because the men cleverly, or somehow, it was an oops, we didn't find the guy, but she was caught in the very act and she has to be stoned. Because you can prove that the girl has been having sex, but you can't prove a guy has if he has just taken a quick shower. So here's the thing I want to say. Two things. There are certain things you cannot reverse.
Yes.
You are going to be joined with this person spiritually. You are going to lose your virginity, and it will cost you. And as a pastor, this is one of the things I find. Most people deeply regret it, and they cannot roll it back. So the clever ways in which hyenas want to situate you to make you feel comfortable with robbery, daylight robbery. Don't give in to it.
I'm not the hyena. I don't know why your hyena moves this side.
But as the hyena say, we shall eat them. That's what the hyena always say.
No, I'll
quote
tell you
unquote.
what. So I do hear what you're saying, Chris, and I'm in no way encouraging women to go out there and have multiple sexual partners.
And even the guys should.
But what I'm just trying to ask is, and there are certain, you talked about truths. There are certain truths and facts about life. Now, Colin started off with a very strong point, but got scared with everybody started coming for him.
Me, I don't fear these people.
Oh, yeah, you don't. You really don't. That's why you're sitting there in the corner, like the hyena you are.
I'm far from the beating.
But you see, I would want to know if my wife-to-be can cook, because I like food. I would want to know if my wife-to-be can be able to take care of the home, because I like a clean space. I would want to know if she can take care of me as a man. Now, how am I supposed to do that, okay, if we are not living together? No. Hold up. Now, the moment you start living together, one of the most likely outcomes is you'll have sex.
Peter, people don't have to live together before they get married. And you do not have to live with someone for her to cook you a meal.
No, but people pretend.
But
Pretend.
see, I want to
visit
if
the
I
girl's
can
home.
come in, if I can come in, you people, that's why even marriages are failing. There are reasons why marriages are failing. Because I want to ask, are you marrying this woman because of the food you want to eat?
It's some of the
Wait, don't respond.
Okay.
Because for me, what is marriage? What is it for? Is it when you go and get up and you see a girl and you want to marry her? Are you looking for good food? Are you looking for a bed made well? Are you looking for what? The reason is, when God created man, he saw that it was not good for man to stay alone. Because this man staying alone, there's a gap in his life, which a woman came in to fill.
But she brought him problems.
You need to...
Peter, you have issues.
I want these people to get my message. Don't disturb me.
all right, okay.
Therefore, because we need to really know. Because it seems people go into marriage for reasons which are even nonsensical. Because if, for instance, if the girl had not been trained to cook, and now you love her, you see her, you say, this is a person whom my heart feels, can live with. This is the person who can be my rib. Because since marriage is really spiritual, as he was saying, it must be reflected into your heart. You really you see, of all the people I have seen, I have related. I'm not saying you cannot date, but you meet a girl, you date, and as you date, you go for a cup of tea together, but your heart does not go for it. And then eventually you meet this girl whose heart goes in for. And for you, leave alone cooking, leave alone what? You feel that this is the person who is your rib, whom you feel you should marry. Now, if that is the reason why what should send you into marriage, because these other things, that's why marriage, by the way, you don't need experience. You get a certificate. Even after you have got together. Because the purpose of marriage is to find your person, the partner of your life, and then you start a journey together. You start a journey of being one together. If she was not cooking, if she didn't know how to cook, then you will see how she learns to cook. And that's why also you men should not go into women here and there. Because by doing that, you are gaining experience. You may find girls who have been, they excite you, and you get the experience. You come to this girl who has no experience in marriage, and yet she's your life partner. Why should you really come this life partner? You have already spoiled your thing, and you want to get with this one.
Yes.
So I'm finishing, don't worry. So marriage should be looked at as a real serious matter, where somebody gets a lifetime partner from his rib and they are to live together. The rest of the things, they will learn. And
Absolutely.
especially these days, things are better because they are marriage counselors. And these days we no longer hide things. They talk.
Yeah.
Even these Google talk things,
Yes.
and you find disadvantages and whatever, and you learn there from there. And what you have not learned, you will learn through experience. How do we produce babies? Do we have to first produce to know that we are capable of producing babies in order to marry? You go there, you conceive, you produce a baby, you have never reared a baby, but together with your husband, because marriage is a godly thing. God gives you the wisdom, the ability, and the capacity, and you raise up these children. So don't test marriage as just anything you find on the street. Otherwise, you leave it. You go and check everybody until the end when you go to meet with your God.
So the thing that doctor has said, I think, is the important thing. She has said a lot of important things, but one key thing which I've picked out is that idea that that like people like you, Peter, people like Okello, you go and sample, and then you gain so much experience. Then you come here, you want to find young people who are inexperienced, and you start bringing all this experience and putting all this pressure.
Tying the leg.
Yes, her point is that let us all be inexperienced together.
Yes.
I disagree with the point, but that's the point she has made is very strong. Young people should be in relationships where they both don't know, because you cannot find people who, like, imagine Chris, this is not for you. But there are people who are like, there are guys who are getting into relationships with girls, and the girls are saying, choke me, but the guy doesn't know what choking means and what. See this guy? You see this guy?
I don't even know choke. I don't even know choking now.
No, you
mean that is from Google, the words they are using now?
Stefan,
technology.
You're wrong, man.
I mean, your parting shot as we wrap up this session.
You know, we are demonizing the whole idea of test driving. Men do it. And interesting enough, when we're having this conversation, we're only talking about women. And it tells you one thing. Men have always been the gatekeepers of what sex should be. I said it at the beginning. The reason why virginity, the whole idea of virginity is fading off is because sex has evolved in itself. Women are saying that, no, we also want to enjoy this. And I said also at the beginning that 70% of divorce is initiated by women. And they'll tell you one thing, that you know what? I want to be able to love sex as men. Why is it that men are able to try and test and women are not doing it? One thing, the reality is this. When you're trying and testing, the reality is that you will get pregnant. That is one reality. Men will not. Will get away with it. But we also, we're in 2025, where, you know, you can get contraceptives and whatnot. The conversation should be safe ways women can access contraceptives and whatnot. The reality on the ground is that they are having sex.
You go and have
whether you agree or not.
Chris, your parting shot.
I didn't even finish mine.
So Jaluo here said that men have always been the gatekeepers to sex. And I could disagree more than I am now. Men are not the gatekeepers to sex. God is. The person who manufactures something and gives you the manufacturer's manual has a perfect understanding of how it works. I've told even our kids from when they were young, sex is good. It's actually pleasurable. It works within the confines of a marriage, and there is a reason why.
Yes.
When there is commitment of one to each other, and there is respect and honor and love, sex is beautiful. But when you come into it, when someone is taking from you and they are robbing from you, it's not good for you. Marriage is the only space where you come in taking every risk and trusting wholly and completely, so that then you can build something that's beautiful together. The idea of test driving is saying, let's have fornication. Let's first fornicate a lot. Then after that, we'll try to keep the marriage bed holy. It's not possible. You're going to find that those who are test-driven have picked up habits, can I even take it further, demons that you're going to have to sleep with in your bed. My advice to you is stay away from it. Keep yourself, get married, and then learn, because I can tell you, you can learn all the styles,
Yes.
everything there is to learn under the earth with your partner within
Yes.
the boundary and confines of marriage, because boundaries actually spell freedom. God
Yes.
bless you.
Great.
Colin, your parting shot. I don't envy
You want me to
follow that?
follow
Yeah,
this?
yeah, yes, yes.
No, give you words.
in the real world? So listen, you're sitting at home watching this show. You've been married 20 years. You're thinking, you know what? Some of these guys don't know what they're talking about. Some of these guys know actually what they're talking about. In the end, it doesn't matter. I mean, in my view, but my thing is, if you're not married and you're young and you think about making these decisions, I think it's good to be practical. So I find that some views on this set can be a bit idealistic. Because if you're sitting at home, you're wondering, okay, so now I've already done it now, so do I stop? Do I adopt secondary virgin? Those are all the questions you're going to ask. I think that, I guess, going back into sort of where decision-making model and mechanism is, I think that if you want, you can trust in the unseen, or you can really trust in the things which you know, which you have tested with your hand. That's my parting shot.
Honorable, your parting shot.
For me, I've listened to, we are two here who agree with one another, and these two don't agree with us.
Guys,
But me, what I want to say, because why this subject has come up, because of the new environment of maybe materialism or wealth and all that kind of thing. If people have been telling girls, you have virginity, that's silly. They've been rubbishing virginity. They've been saying then they are not human. They've been saying all these things to these girls. And so the girls now end up saying, well, I've got to be a normal person. They're looking at a normal person as the one who has to have sex before marriage. Maybe let me see whether I can narrow it down, because we are saying before marriage. You know, it could be that now you begin testing all these men. Or maybe it could be you have already concluded, even the bride price is paid. You know, they are kuhinjira, but you have not yet wedded. And then they say, but since we are here, can we try it?
As good as.
That one is so much near, and if you are not a born-again Christian, but you have been persevering, that one can be done, because it is all concluded, although it is also a bit dangerous, because you can't be sure of these men. He may run away from you.
But for
that one, I can say, well, let us keep fingers crossed and pray that the function will eventually take place. But for you people, girls, who are just befriending, you date this man, he's dating you. You heard they said they are the keeper of what?
Gatekeepers of
They are the
future.
gatekeeper. Now,
The hyena.
why should you open your gate? Because if if they are gatekeeper, let them keep the gate, and until you allow them to open the gate, that's when you should do that. But otherwise, it is very good to remain a decent girl, not to involve in sex before marriage, not to abuse your body. Why should you open your internal and dignified part to a man? Because you will open to another and another, and in the end, your body is useless and hopeless and you cannot respect yourself. For me, that's why I used to tell men, even when I was married. The other time, of course, I was saved by the war. Is it the swamp? When they said never do, the swamp kept me safe. But after I had married, even had gone to this parliament, the men would look. They look at the legs. They look. They want to use you, And me, I would tell them, please, you can look, because I would imagine, what if when I open to them, they find I'm useless, they find I'm not good. They will go and backbite me and say she's just walking, but she's useless. I say I would rather protect my dignity. And so I would tell them, you look at me, servette, but leave me alone. They would even say, is she even a woman? And I said, yes, it is only one man who has been privileged enough to know my womanhood. The rest of you servette and do what, but you will continue admiring me, but I'm not opening to be despised and be laughed at. Right. So girls, please keep your dignity, keep your virginity. You will get a man who will find you, you ask Matembe, who will find you, a virgin, and he will respect you forever. Let me tell you, my husband trusts me 100%. He gave me permanent freedom. She never suspects that if I go here, I'll go anywhere, because I think she was so amazed and surprised to find a girl who was what? Yes.
All right. So we do need to wrap up this show. It has gotten really, really, really hot in here. One of the things I just need us to think about as we wrap up, we have been throwing stones at the men. What about these women who are chasing men? I'll give you a simple example. In my case, we've got the 25-year-olds and all that. Who are the ones who are looking for men? We're not looking for them. Who's the bad one then? Who's the hyena? There are women hyenas also. Let's not forget that.
They're called prostitutes.
Jeez.
Sure.
We are here at Sanga Courts and we have to wrap up the show. All I can say is tonight, have a good night. God bless. And we will see you next week in one piece.